Hey, I'm Chris. This is Addie Family Adventure, and this is Hanging with the Family. I'm here with Margie, and Heaven is running just a little bit late. She'll be coming here in just a minute. So, Margie, have you heard anything about Disney that maybe you haven't told me about?
No, I'm not saying anything unless I read the whole thing.
so, currently, Margie is not here with me. She is somewhere else. So it's not like she's downstairs like she has been. But so today we're going to talk about a few things about Disney World and some things that are changing and just different kinds of news. So, but Heaven said she would be here as soon as she possibly could be.
I'm just trying
All
to
right.
find my glasses.
So maybe we can touch on something before she comes in here. What do you say?
Maybe.
Let me find something.
Did you eat?
Yes, are you talking
Not
to
you.
me?
I'm talking to the dog.
Okay.
Like she's gonna answer me, but
All right.
no, I don't have my glasses.
So how does this sound? It says Sugar Rush should replace Tomorrowland Speedway.
What is it?
Sugar Rush should replace Tomorrowland Speedway.
No.
The aging Tomorrowland Speedway at Magic Kingdom. We're going to focus on the East Coast here. Autopia is in desperate need of an update. The stinky, fuming cars are an offense to both this reporter's nose and likely the environment. Then guests pass by the Tomorrowland attraction into the forest of Fantasyland. When the attraction shut down briefly to allow for the Tron coaster construction, I thought it was going to be replaced, but sadly for me, it reopened with no changes. In my opinion, the next time the Tomorrowland Speedway is closed, it should be torn out and replaced with the Sugar Rush Raceway from Wreck-It Ralph. So, I don't know. I mean, what are you doing?
I was looking at ticket, but okay.
I don't know. I think that would be great, but I think that'd be too much Wreck-It Ralph in Tomorrowland, since they're saying that the Stitch's Great Escape could be. Hey, grateful for Disney. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, turning the Tomorrowland Speedway into Sugar Rush from Wreck-It Ralph. Like I said, I think it would be a little too much Wreck-It Ralph in Tomorrowland since they're going to supposedly changing Stitch's Great Escape into a Wreck-It Ralph attraction. So I would say maybe it would be better just to do away with the gasoline engines they have over there and go to something like an electric car, wouldn't you say, or on Tomorrowland Speedway?
I don't know. I kind of like it when we go. Just the smell of it. Just
really, because this person says she doesn't like the smell of it. So
I mean, it's not the greatest smell in the world, but you're at Disney.
yeah. But then again, the other thing is, giving it a new look and everything like that. So, but I don't know. I don't know. I could see them doing that. I just don't see them doing Sugar Rush because, like I said, that's just too much Wreck-It Ralph in one area.
Yeah.
So, but when Heaven comes in, we can ask her what she thinks. All right, so let's look up something else real quick. Kind of somewhat related to that. As more IPs come to Epcot, Test Track could get a Cars retheming. So it's actually saying Test Track Pixar Disney Cars. Walt Disney famously said Disneyland will never be completed. It will continue to grow as long as there is imagination left in the world. Walt's hope has been fulfilled time and time again in Disneyland and at its sister theme park, Walt Disney World. While some Disney fans may resist change, it is all part of Walt's vision for this theme parks. Walt Disney World has many exciting updates and additions coming for its 50th anniversary celebration. While some refurbishments have been delayed, Others will be ready for the 50th anniversary, such as Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Walt Disney World's Epcot will see many changes as the whole park will be reimagined in the next few years. These changes may signal a big change to Epcot as the park evolves. So they think that Test Track should get. It doesn't look like they want to change it. They just want to retheme it.
It wouldn't be terrible.
No, because I believe the one out at Disneyland that's like Test Track is Cars, if I'm right. Mm-hmm. But I think it would take a lot to do that, tell you the truth. Oh, there's Heaven. Hey, Heaven.
Hey.
The Cars would seem appropriate. Yes, yeah, I believe so too. So we talked about a few things. There was one where they believe that the Tomorrowland Speedway should be themed to be like Sugar Rush.
Oh.
What are your thoughts of that?
I guess.
I just thought
I do agree with Grateful for Disney. She said it. If they didn't speed up, it would seem anticlimactic if they didn't speed up the cars. Like,
yeah.
But no, I think they're talking about just tearing it all out and replacing it all with a Sugar Rush theme and everything like that. But knowing that from what they've been talking about is they're replacing Stitch's Great Escape with Wreck-It Ralph, I feel like that'd be too much Wreck-It Ralph in one area.
Right.
So, and then the other thing is they're somebody thinks they ought to retheme Test Track to be Test Track Disney Pixar's Cars.
Okay, yeah, I kind of heard you saying that one when I came in.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one. That one wouldn't bother me so much.
Because if I'm right, I believe the ride that is somewhat like Test Track at Disneyland is Cars themed. So, but I don't know I don't think they'd be able to do what they did in Disney World with this, because Disney World, you actually go through Radiator Springs and everything like that. I don't think there's enough area there in Epcot to create a Radiator Springs.
Mm-mm.
So, but I believe the Cars, the ride system is almost the exact same thing. But
let me see who's here. Hang on.
So, hey, Katrina, thanks for coming in. But I don't know. I guess, that's one way to change things up for either attraction. But I could see more of the Cars retheming going to Test Track. And the way it looked is they weren't taking away Test Track. It was going to say Test Track, Disney Pixar Cars. So it sounds like it's going to be the same ride. They're just going to add some stuff from Cars into it. But as for the Tomorrowland Speedway, I don't like that. I can see where they're going with that, and it's a great idea. But due to the fact they're putting Wreck-It Ralph in Tomorrowland anyway, it's just a little too much Wreck-It Ralph in one area. So
agreed.
Heaven, is there any Disney news that you know about that maybe we haven't heard?
No.
All right, let's take a look at something else. How about this? Oh, wait.
Hey, just a heads up. They're not back yet, so when they get back, I'll probably have to pause for a few minutes to hear what they had to say.
Okay, all right. Oh, I got some old stuff in here. All right, how about this? This little bit of news. Is Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular returning? Disney files permits. So let me get past that. Let's get into the meat of it. Disney also had note that, and when announced Festival of Lion King, we are thrilled to starting the process of bringing back to work more singers, dancers, technicians. That being said, Disney has recently announced that the Festival of the Lion King show would be returning to Animal Kingdom, which was amazing news for all Disney fans. I'm looking.
One of my favorite
Disney
things
has
that
filed a
animation.
permit for Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular Theater in Disney's Hollywood Studios. The permit is to provide labor, material, or electrical for construction and is being contracted by Buena Vista Construction Company, who often does work for Disney. Although it has not yet been said by Disney as a fan of the show, I cannot help but speculate that this could mean that Disney is looking to get the theater ready to reopen. That could be true. I don't know. I mean, I like it, but it's like one of those things, once you've seen it, it's the same show every single time. Through how long it's been there, I don't think it's ever changed that I can remember.
What was it?
The Indiana Jones Stunt
Yeah, I don't think it's
Spectacular.
ever changed either.
So, hey, Disney Trash Can, thanks for coming in. He says, what's he say? I think I read something about Epcot monorail line might be opening up soon. I heard something about they were doing something. Yeah, something with the Epcot. I think Gonzo brought it up one night. The Prophet, hey. But yeah. So I'm sorry, I got thrown off for a second. What were we talking about? Oh, Indiana Spectacular. So yeah, I think it holds a lot of area that if they decided not to do a show and just replace it, I think you could put like at least either a really, really good ride or two good rides in that area. I think it's big enough for that, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty big area. Or, I mean, leave it Indiana Jones and redo the show completely, because it's like I said, every time you watch it, it's the same stuff over and over. They've been doing it ever since that place opened. But I'm not saying I don't like it. I still like going into it, but you know, I think some of it's kind of stale and needs to be redone. Hey, happily ever Yaddy, thanks for coming in. So Danny from Griswold. Yeah, family vacay, thanks. But I don't know. I just think it's something that I would like to see either be refreshed, or if they're not going to refresh it, maybe do away with it completely and put something else in there.
You know what you could put in there, though?
Well, I know, but I mean, I guess you could put lots of things in there. What do you think, Ev?
I mean, I know you say 2 or 3 rides, but I don't think you would actually be able to fit 2 or 3 rides in that area. Like, just based on, like, queue space and, like, actual ride buildings and stuff, I think it would still only be able to house 1 ride.
Right. But then again, if you get rid of that and then you've taken away everything that Hollywood Studio was actually meant to be when it first came out, too.
That's true. But, like, they could also do something with another show, maybe. Like, they could do another show similar to it, or even if, like, they just had where they, like you said, they've been doing the same thing over and over again. And I understand there's a lot of, like, technician work and stuff behind all of that. But even if there was a way, like, that they could change up, like, what movie they were, like, reenacting up there.
I meant the thing is all the stunts are from Raiders of the Lost Ark. If they could bring something from one of the other
Indiana Jones movies, yeah, like, that would be cool, too.
But it just, you know, I mean, you always know that when they pick people out of the audience, that when they go over there, one of them isn't going to be an actual audience member. Right. It's going to be somebody they've placed in there. And so it's not really a surprise anymore, especially if you've seen it over and over and over again. But the other thing is because we've seen it so many times that we don't go that often. So when we kind of do go back, it kind of refreshes your memory of it. So, but yeah, I could see them maybe doing something, maybe adding something from another Indiana Jones movie. And if not, and they decide to get rid of it, they could, maybe I should have said they could put in at least 1 or 2 good attractions in that area.
Right.
So let's see. How about this one? Why Disney might make park reservations permanent? So
That wouldn't bother me either.
There are a few reasons why the Disney Park Pass reservation system is highly beneficial to the company. Before we even dive into those speculations, let's remember that in 2020, Chairman of Disney Park Experiences and Products, Josh D'Amaro, said that the park reservation system is the new normal. The Disney Park Pass reservation system is currently in place to control how many guests are allowed to enter Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Disney Hollywood Studios, and Epcot. Because of the capacity limit that the parks are currently undertaking. That being said, it is likely that by 2023, COVID-19 vaccines will have been distributed to all who want one, and the pandemic will hopefully become something of the past. So why would Disney World extend the park pass system if they will likely no longer need to cap their capacity at a number less than 100%? Even after the park returns to full capacity, by having a Disney Park Pass reservation system in place, Disney can now know how many guests to expect each day, whereas before it was more of a gamble by knowing which parks will be busiest. Disney will be able to staff accordingly and know what to expect for the day in the term of crowding.
At this point in time, it's just like in previous years, it's been a gamble and a guesstimate, basically looking at previous years and what we what we had then and expecting that day from last year to be the same way.
Right.
It's not always like that. And
right.
It's also like, it also helps, like, why would someone be upset about this? Because it also is going to help guarantee that, you know, if you have that park reservation, you will go to that park today. Right. Whereas previously you could have a ticket. That doesn't mean you're going to the park.
Right.
Because those park tickets, I mean, even if it's just a one day, one park, you don't have to tie it to a park. You can say, I'm just one day, one park. And you could say, okay, my one day, one park, I'm going to go to Magic Kingdom. And you could show up at Magic Kingdom in the middle of the summer and they're going to say, haha, we're full. And you don't go.
Right.
So like the park reservations are actually a fantastic idea. It 100% guarantees that if this is the park you want to go to and you have your reservation, you're going to that park.
Right, right. So it says, by setting up a system where Disney is always tracking the guest count, there is a possibility that that information will not only be shared with Disney, but perhaps guests as well. This would theoretically allow guests to swap parks if one seems too crowded, which would also help even out some parks with lower attendance. So making it a Disney Park Pass reservation could also be a fun addition to planning your Disney World visit. Although for some of us who frequently visit Walt Disney World Resort often, park passes seem tedious because it erases the spontaneity of going to Disney on a whim. But for those planning vacations, this is an added layer to the exciting Disney vacation planning. But I believe that too.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. Like, I can't tell you the number of times that we've said, like, oh, we're just going to go to the park today, and we've gotten up and gone to the park.
Right.
Like, but we've still done that. Like, even just a couple weeks ago, like, I got an ADO, and Katie got an ADO, and we said, oh, we all have the day off. Let's just go to Epcot. And we were still able to get a park pass, and we went. Like,
yeah. So it says guests already have been accustomed to making Fast Pass Plus reservations on their My Disney Experience app when it was available, which means that they had to pick a park to attend. So it really is not a new step, but a redundant one that will only add to guest excitement. So at the moment, all this speculation, but it does seem that the Disney Park Pass reservation system would be beneficial to continue for the Walt Disney World Resort. Yeah, I do see that. So, I mean, whatever. I mean, if it's something that you could actually, you know, where they're sharing the information and, you know, hey, this place is completely full, and then go, okay, maybe we don't want to go there that day. Let's go to this place over here that might need the attendance that it wasn't getting. Then that would be great. Let's see. Grateful for Disney.
Really interested if they would actually do that, though, because like the whole purpose and not sharing their actual capacity and not sharing like how many people are in the park each day is for safety and security purposes.
Right.
So that someone can't hear that number and say, oh, guess what I could do today.
Well, like, she says, I have experienced full parks, especially at Christmas, and this reservation system is more organized. I do wish you could have a better idea how full the park will be, an app featuring maybe. So maybe not something that tells you what the number is, but maybe a bar that would go from, from empty to full, and then you have the bar come through. So, you know what I mean? Sort of like a gasoline gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not giving away the numbers. They're just giving you an idea of what the crowd may look like. So, but yeah, I mean, we didn't have a problem when we went down there. We went to every park that we wanted to go. Obviously VP and Gonzo, I've watched them where they've decided they want to go someplace and the reservation's open and they go. So I've never heard any of them complaining that they didn't get to go to the park they wanted to go to. So, and I mean, while we were down there, of course, we made plans with Gonzo and Al and Kelly, and we all got reservations. All of us did. So I don't see any problem with it, really. I guess I'm wondering if park hopping will stay the same, where you can't park hop until after, what is it, 2:00?
2:00.
Yeah. I don't know if that would be true, but I guess it could be. But it just makes you wonder, will this change the extra magic hours? Because usually the park that's the busiest is the one that has the extra park hour. Or the extra magic hours.
Hey, I gotta leave, but I'll be back on in a few minutes, okay?
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily true.
Well, that's what they've always said. I'm not saying that it's always that way, but they said more than likely the park that has the extra magic hours is usually the one that is the busiest park. Hey, Kay. Thanks for coming in, Kay. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't see a problem with this. We didn't have a problem with it. I think it really scared people when they first said they were going to go to a reservation system, and people thought they weren't going to be able to get a reservation, is what I think it was. But now that the system's in place, I haven't seen any problems with it at all, with anybody saying they can't get in or anything like that. Now, I have seen, like, on busy stuff like holidays where they're like, the reservations are gone, But the thing is, you can actually see that on the app before that day ever even comes up, that those reservations are completely full for that day. But still, even though it says full, people can cancel that reservation. So doesn't mean that you can't. It's kind of like Fast Pass. You got to just sit there and go back and forth until you get a Fast Pass. You know what I mean? So, but I guess the one question when it comes to like that kind of stuff, I'm wondering if Rise of the Resistance will ever go to just a regular queue, or will it always be where you have to have a reservation for that ride as well? Hey, Arlene.
Hi, Arlene.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that, I don't know. I have like a lot of like different opinions because I see it from a cast member point of view.
Right,
so,
right. I understand that.
I guess for like the Fast Pass, I hope it doesn't come back. Like, personal opinion, I really hope it doesn't.
Yeah, Heavens told me that she says that the Fast Pass system is the reason why Peter Pan has such long lines.
As a cast member who has stood in that position at Merge and then has also had to stand there with cast members as their coordinator, like, I've stood there when someone got shoved. I've been screamed at. I've actually had someone look at me and say, I went to high school and college. And I really wanted to look back and say a mean word and then say, me too. But I couldn't. Because obviously I can't sass back. But the fast pass, especially at the high attractions, it really just causes for people to be unacceptably rude, unacceptably mean, because those lines don't move. Right. And we know that. We're aware that they don't move. We know. And the ratios that they have us set up with, they do work when you use them correctly, but people get so frustrated that they're moving one party at a time that cast members get anxious and they get nervous and they don't follow the ratio that it's the way it's supposed to be done because they don't want to get yelled at by a guest. And it's sad. It's unfortunate that the way the system's set up should work, but because cast members are so scared that they're going to get yelled at or make someone upset, that they can't do it correctly. Right. So I really do. I hope it doesn't come back. I think that maybe a different way to use the system, like with the virtual queue, like they're doing at other attractions, I think that would be a cool idea to bring into all the attractions, but I don't know if they'll do that.
Is Peter Pan's?
It does go through Harbor House, yeah. I'm glad you think it's fun. I had a family get all the way up to me at Merge the other day and said, we thought we were getting a chicken sandwich. And I said, oh, like, really? And they said, yeah. And I said, well, this is a ride. I really hope you're not disappointed. They were not, thankfully. But yeah, we've had several people come up and say, like, I'll say, like, go park your stroller. And they're like, why? And I'm like, and have your whole party together. And they're like, is this not a restaurant? Like, do I need a reservation? And I'm like, no, this is the line. And they're like, for the restaurant? And I'm like, no, it's closed. Like, there's no restaurant.
It's like, here. But if you want a chicken sandwich, last night's stream told you where to go to find that chicken sandwich. It's over at the Tomorrowland Terrace now.
But yeah, I'm glad that you thought it was fun. It sure is interesting. When we walked it before it opened, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so fun. It is in the building, upstairs, around the top floor, downstairs, around the bottom floor, outside, in through the front entrance of Pan, all through that building, and then you get on the ride.
Yes.
So. It is a fun queue.
It sounds like it. I don't.
That has nothing to do with the wall that's there.
Oh, yeah. I remember why we didn't stand in the queue. Okay. Anyhow.
Probably because I work there.
Yeah. Hey, Journey Awaits. Thanks for joining us.
But it was through Harbor House that day, too. Not the upstairs part. That wasn't a thing yet.
Right. So, yeah, I did not know it went through the Harbor House. I know last night we talked that Harbor House wasn't open, but I didn't know the queue for Peter Pan's flight was going through it.
Yep. So. We use basically the whole building.
Right. So that's interesting. That's really interesting. But yeah, like we was talking Fast Pass.
And I just really do. I really hope it doesn't come back. Like, I know that's terrible and I'm sorry. But I mean, also, you've really got to think about it right now. Like, in the entire time that we've been back, I personally have not seen Peter Pan's flight go above 50 minutes. And that's with no Fast Pass.
Right.
On a normal day, and I understand that park attendance is low right now. So, like, even 40, 45, 50 minutes with like what park attendance is right now, like, okay. But like on a pre-COVID day, we would not be below 90 during this time of like, well, not during this time of year, but like when we had reopened, we would not have been below 90. We would have been 90 or higher probably the entire day. So the fact that I have personally not seen it go over 50 is fantastic. It's great. I think that having no Fast Pass really helps the lines move.
So do you just think they shouldn't have fast pass at all, or do you think they should replace that with maybe something else, like maybe what they're using over at Rise of Resistance? Or
Well, that's like I said, like if they were to go to like a virtual queue for, I don't think that they need it for all rides. I also don't think that there was any point in having a fast pass for all the rides. You do not need a fast pass for Mickey's PhilharMagic. You
Right.
do not need a fast pass for the Tea Party. You do not need a fast pass for like the Tiki Room. Like, why are you wasting your fast passes on those?
Right. You don't need a fast pass for It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Right. Like
stuff. Yeah.
So if you're getting a fast pass for those, I'm sorry to like break it to you, you wasted your fast pass. You had 3 fast passes that you could use on something and you wasted it on that.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm judging you. But also B, like how many people are actually getting fast passes for that Disney still kept the fast pass for it? Like why? Why did we still keep it? Why do we still have it? Like I think that, and I'm actually pretty sure I heard this once, that fast pass wasn't supposed to be for every ride.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I heard that it was only supposed to be for like those e-ticket rides. And I think that if the e-ticket rides were the ones that had like virtual queues or like a fast pass type system, then other rides would be easier to experience while you're waiting for that, and it wouldn't be as terrible.
Right. Well, I think the whole thing was when Fast Pass was first come up, Disney seen it as, well, if people have fast passes and are not waiting in line, then that gives them more time to shop.
That's exactly what they thought. But guess what? They're wrong because they all show up early. No, you cannot come to your fast pass 12 hours early.
Well, you got to think about this. When we use fast pass,
I know that's a mistake. It's just a funny thing.
You know that when we use fast pass, we weren't off shopping or eating. We were off getting in line for another ride.
Well, right. And that's what like you would think it's for. Like you would think like you use that time to experience other attractions as well. Like, but no, the 12 hours early thing, that's I wish I could say that's a joke. I know that when they show up 12 hours early, they're not like, well, you can just let us go now, right? I have had that. It's usually if the park is open for 12 plus hours, and you work a morning shift, you will have guests who come up at 9:15 in the morning and they scan and it says they're 12 hours early, and you have to say like, hey, your fast pass is for 9:15 tonight. And that's not a great conversation to have. So that part, I'm like, it does happen. That's not actually, people don't come up 12 hours early and be like, hey, I'm 12 hours early. Can I get on the ride? But people do come up like an hour before their fast pass and they're like, hey, like, I know I'm an hour early. Can you just let me on? And I'm like, nah. Yes, they do go faster. They move faster. You're not being stopped for no reason at a merge point. Like,
I think probably one of the places I experienced that Fast Pass was killing the line was Frozen Ever After at Epcot. And
because I can almost guarantee you they were probably always at a phase 3.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, when the first time we went on that and we stood in standby, and I told your mom, I said, I will never ride this again unless we have a fast pass. So, but yeah, but I totally understand. I maybe this should be the way, like you said, maybe instead of not bringing fast pass back, but maybe having it just for the e-ticket rides, like you said.
I understand that, like, if it's only for e-ticket rides, yeah, I'm still going to have to do Fast Pass at Peter Pan's Flight. But maybe people will be a little bit, like, less crabby because they didn't do this at every single ride they went to.
Right. Right. So, let's go ahead. Let's look at something. I'm trying to find something else. Here we go, Heaven. This is something you'll find interesting.
Well, I want to give you a quick update. I went to Disney Springs and tried to get another Wishable.
Oh, okay.
And World of Disney does not have the Tea Party Wishables any longer.
Oh, wow.
I went to Once Upon a Toy, and they had like 8 of them, and none of them were teacups. I was a little disappointed.
Maybe this is something. Where did it go? Oh, yeah. So, maybe you know how to do this. How to skip hour-long waits at Gideon's Bakehouse.
Well, today we went, and they didn't even have a virtual queue. We just stood in line.
Oh, wow. So,
but I don't know how to do that.
So it says, Gideon's life hack number 1. Timing is everything when it comes to picking up a cookie at Gideon's Bakehouse. Disney Springs is a busy shopping and dining location on the Walt Disney World property, and as one can imagine, visiting on weekends, evenings, or peak lunch hours will boast larger crowds more often than not. Personally, I have dropped over to Disney Springs on a Monday afternoon around 2 p.m. just after the lunch rush and found that the timing significantly affects my Gideon's Bakehouse wait time. I only had to wait 30 minutes in the virtual queue before being admitted into the line, which was much shorter than the 2-hour virtual queue that my friends was quoted when visiting later that evening around 6 p.m.
When we got there today, Katie and Brian got there at about 10 till 3.
Right.
And they were told there are no virtual queues. They're just having people line up. And I met them in the line at about 3:15. And we only waited for like another maybe 5 minutes. So we waited in line for like maybe 30 minutes. Well, they waited in line for 30 minutes. I waited in line for 5. But so like we waited in the regular line. We didn't have a virtual queue.
Right.
And it was only about a 30-minute wait.
So Gideon's life hack number 2, Heaven.
Number 2.
For those who do not know, Gideon's Bakehouse is a franchise and has another Orlando location just a short ride away from Disney. In fact, the store is under 30 minutes away from Disney property and does not boast the same Disney Spring lines.
It does, though.
It does?
Yes. On the weekends.
On weekends.
Which, I mean, I guess, like, I could go on Wednesday or Thursday since that's my weekend, but, like,
right.
Maybe not, because, I don't know, what if a lot of people have these weekends? We live in a place where most people don't have a normal weekend.
Right. So here's another one. Gideon's life hack number 3. Let's say you show up at Gideon's at Disney Springs and you get quoted a 5-hour wait.
Ugh.
Yikes.
Has that happened to someone?
I don't know. Even a lunch reservation at the boathouse and shopping at the World of Disney won't fill all that time. Another option that guests can take advantage of to make that wait time fly by is hopping over to the theme parks. With Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney Hollywood Studios, and Disney's Animal Kingdom only minutes away, popping over to one of the parks will quickly pass the time. And
if I get a 5-hour wait for a cookie, I'm coming home and taking a nap and going back.
I guess that was it. There was only 3 hacks there.
I'm not going to a theme park if I get a 5-hour wait. I'm coming home and sleeping.
Yeah. Let's see. But I just can't believe people are waiting that long for cookies. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like, if you're going to do other things for Disney Springs anyways.
Are you playing with the mic? Yeah, it's making noise.
It's the wrong side. My ear, I have an ear infection again. I spun the headphones.
Here.
The cookies are good. They are good. I can show you mine.
You still have yours?
Part of it from today.
Yeah.
I also posted a picture on my Instagram. This is, oh man, it's falling apart. This is the pistachio toffee chocolate chip.
It looks like they just took all the ingredients and watered it into a ball and then bake it. Is what it looks like they did.
Delicious.
So are there only 2 Gideons then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Loki wants my cookie.
And then they have do they have a cookie of the day? Is that what you said? Or a cookie of the week or?
Of the month.
Of the month. Okay. I wish we would have went there when we was there. I didn't. Yeah,
it wasn't open yet.
Oh, it wasn't?
Mm-mm.
I thought they said it just opened as we got there. So
I don't think so. Oh, it's so soft in the middle. They're about $6 a cookie.
Hey, Megan, thanks for coming in.
Half a pound cookie.
How much are they?
They're about $6 a cookie, but they're about half a pound. Like one cookie is half a pound.
It's like that one tube of cookie dough that you buy at the and they've just shoved it into one cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Heaven's been working out twice a day now since she eats these cookies.
That's not true. I only get these every now and then. Currently, it's been the last 3 weeks, but yeah, they're different every day. I'm gonna try all the cookies, and I'm gonna switch to the cake slice.
Hey, Megan.
I have to stop eating it.
All right, let's see what else we got to talk about. So we talked about Indiana Jones epic stunt spectacular. We talked about Test Track possibly retheming to Cars. We talked about somebody believing that they should retheme the Tomorrowland Speedway to Sugar Rush. And here we go. This is something we can talk about real quick before we get to our main subject. Magic Express ends in 2022, but cruise transportation doesn't.
I got my water cup and there's no water in it.
So in January 2021, Walt Disney World Resort announced that its popular Magical Express airport bus service will be ending on January 1st, 2022. In addition to impacting Walt Disney World Resort guests who are traveling into Orlando International Airport from destinations around the world, the suspension of the Magic Express will affect Disney Cruise Line travelers once cruising is able to resume. Many Disney Cruise Line guests often use the Disney Magical Express buses to get to and from their Disney Resort Hotel and MCO. If they are booking one night or more at Walt Disney World Resort Hotel before or after their Disney cruise, now Disney has clarified that although the Magical Express is ending in 2022, Disney Cruise Line transportation is here to stay in some capacity. So if you're taking a cruise, it sounds like you're still going to have transportation. But if you're just going to the park, it sounds like you're just going to have to spend money like what we did before. So, or you give your oldest daughter up to Walt Disney World and have them pick you up at the airport.
Listen, if I'm playing Uber, I better get paid.
Yes, Megan. That's what we were talking. She was talking about. Yeah, she got a Gideon's cookie. So
again.
We
also went to Everglazed.
Yeah. So I think it's really sad to see Magical Express go away. It just kind of helped build up that excitement, for, of course, myself. I obviously, for people who live down around there, Magical Express wasn't a big deal. But for people who's coming in, it just kind of built up that excitement after you got on the plane to go down, find out what bus you got to get on, and then just, coming into Walt Disney World. It was just something that was really awesome. Hey, Birdwell, thanks for coming in. You know what I mean? It was that build up, the anticipation was just building as you were on the bus. And then they played the little movie, talking about Walt Disney World and everything like that. And it's just really sad to see something like that go. So, and it was always nice to know that your bags were just going to be in your room whenever. So,
yeah,
not having to mess around with your bags or anything like that was something that was really neat. So, but it'll be really sad to see it go. So we got about 15 minutes left, so we probably should get to the main thing.
The main thing?
Yeah, our main topic today.
Which is what?
Joe Rhodes speaks on Wakanda coming to Animal Kingdom. Disney is always changing and evolving with new things being added to each theme park worldwide all the time. Many Disney IPs have found their way into Disney parks, including Marvel. Now that the MCU has really blown up and expanded through so many storylines, many Marvel fans are looking to see how it can be integrated into more Disney parks.
I would personally put Wakanda in Tomorrowland.
Okay. On the West Coast, Disneyland Resort is getting ready to launch Adventures Campus at Disneyland Resort, Disney California Adventure Park, because both Disneyland and Disney California resorts are currently closed due to the ongoing pandemic. The Adventure Campus debut has been delayed, but Disney does intend to debut it sometime this year. That being said, Disneyland guests can still visit the downtown Disney district, and we know that. But what about adding more Marvel to Walt Disney World? There are licensing agreements that Universal Orlando Resort has with Marvel that could hinder any Marvel-themed lands at Disney World. But that has not stopped Disney fans from wanting to see Wakanda somehow incorporated in Animal Kingdom. Ryan Coogler, highly popular Black Panther movie, which starred the late Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, takes place in Wakanda, which many thought would be suited in Animal Kingdom, a park that is not new to IPs, with Pandora, the world of Avatar, added in 2017. So, I don't know. I mean, there for a while, there was people who was wanting to see Splash Mountain. If they rethemed it, they wanted it to be rethemed like a Black Panther instead of. So, yeah, I know. I felt the same way. Hey, the Hall Family Adventures, thanks for coming in. But I guess I could see it. I mean, they're already basically removing everything from Dino Land USA, since I seen there was already permits filed to tear down what's left. Whatever's left over.
Well, of all of Dino Land USA or just Primeval World?
Well, there was this was what's left over there. Primeval World, and there was something.
Primeval World isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, there's something else that they had permits to tear down as well.
Triceratops spin.
Which is just basically Dumbo, except for it's a Triceratops.
All right, but so is the Magic Carpets
You're right.
Astro Orbiter.
Well, I don't know. Somebody will argue with you on the Astro Orbiter. So VP's not in here, but he'll argue with you on that one.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if it spins in a circle and you sit in it, it's Dumbo.
All right. Sorry.
It's okay. I got a funny picture of you.
Yeah. No, Spectrum, they haven't been very well.
Well, I did have a funny picture of you. I don't think it took. No way. It didn't. It's upsetting.
And I'm hard. Okay. So, yeah, we have Spectrum. And even though I have the second fastest, I still have this problem. So, but yeah, I think it would be really neat. I mean, I think that Dino Land USA really needs to be rethemed. It's something that most people don't really care for anymore. I mean, the only thing that we usually go over there for is just dinosaurs, the ride, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which could easily be changed probably into something to do with the Black Panther, wouldn't you think?
Dinosaur?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
I mean, if the ride system in California that's the same as the one that Dinosaur is as Indiana Jones, I can't see why they couldn't retheme dinosaurs to be like the Black Panther. So, but I think, anything that would go in there would be great. This is an idea. I've heard the idea of possibly making an Indiana Jones part and also theming that part of Animal Kingdom to South America. I've also heard ideas of theming that part of the park as Zootopia. And I think a lot of the ideas would be a great idea. I think Dino Land USA has probably come to its end, if I really like to say so. Even though they made it into a Donald Duck's area. Am I correct?
No, just the pictures are like, since ducks are related to dinosaurs, it's just the pictures are like, you can get your pictures taken with them dressed as or not dressed as dinosaurs, but like in their costumes.
Right. Well, I meant, isn't Chip and Dale also sometimes dressed up?
Yeah, they are dressed up.
Yeah. So, okay. So there it is. It says, I say make it Indiana Jones dinosaur. That is. But I don't know. I the whole thing is I would prefer to see, if they're going to do something with the Black Panther, to do something like that and put Wakanda and Animal Kingdom, than saying, hey, we're not going to do, I can't think of the movie, Princess and the Frog. We're going to change the retheming for Splash Mountain to that. It comes down to that, then I'm going to say Princess and the Frog fit better over there than what the Black Panther does in Frontierland. So, but I don't think your mom's coming back at all.
I don't think so either.
So we had that. Let's see. Is there anything else we can have?
Not that I can think of.
I'm looking to see if I got anything else on here that I put back. Oh, here we go. We can talk about this. You might know a little bit of this. Popular Epcot dining locations closes for refurbishment. Wonder what it is.
I have no idea.
Reading it real quick from here. Oh, it's going to be the Rose and Crown Dining.
Oh.
Room will be closed for refurbishment. During the refurbishment, the Rose and Crown Pub and Yorkshire County Fish Shop will be open and serving a selection of British cuisine and beverages. So, according to their dining calendar, the UK Pavilion Table Service Restaurant should reopen on March 22nd, 2021. But as we have seen with many Disney attractions that have been refurbished, yes, I'm talking to the few people mover, those dates can be subject to change. So I've never ate at the Rose and Crown. Have you?
I have not.
I have not either. Yeah. I felt like my trip over to the UK was enough. So I don't think I needed to eat it. It would be better to put Black Panther where Rafiki is. That would be different, though, if you would put it back in Rafiki's Planet Watch, because that's where they have all the stuff where they do the animal surgeries and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really find that interesting. I know Kelly didn't like it. She didn't like all the bugs back there.
No, I like it back there a lot.
Yeah. You could take the train over.
Yeah, I did think that. When you read it, I did think like you could do the train, and that would be cool.
I'm sure the people mover will come back, Katrina. So, but yeah, I mean, even doing something like, even if they don't put it back there and gave you something that was like to send you into Wakanda would be really neat.
Yeah.
So, but I think a lot of times, because there are bugs over there, I know there are bugs over there. They can't get you. I mean, I find them interesting. So I don't like snakes, but I'll look at a snake through glass. So, but yeah, I mean, I think maybe instead of jumping the gun to a Wakanda, maybe we ought to see how the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride takes off. You know what I mean? Because that's truly going to that will be the first Marvel ride in Walt Disney World. So and I think it'll take off pretty good. I mean, even though that show building they have is I think it might be larger than some buildings in Walt Disney World. But I think, yeah, I can't wait for that. There's lots of stuff coming. We got the Tron coaster, should be, I think, opening at the end of this year, possibly.
I don't know.
So, but we got about 4 minutes left. So before we start to end things, did everybody find Stitch?
Yeah. I just truly only think that Wakanda would make sense in Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland?
Yeah. There's so much further ahead.
Well, I could see that, but I think Tomorrowland's always been about like what's true. You know what I mean?
I guess.
I mean, I think
I'm never like,
even with what they're even with what they're doing in Tomorrowland now doesn't even seem like it's staying true to Tomorrowland. I mean, how does putting Wreck-It Ralph over there?
Right, like,
yeah. So I don't know, but then again, Epcot was supposed to be a giant like World's Fair too.
Yeah.
Which there's still some of that still there. You know, you have Living with the Land. It's, hey Chris from Dad Build. Hey, I don't know why I say that. I'm the other Chris. I should just be able to call you Chris, unless the Disney Baker comes in here and then. But it could be the Tomorrowland of Animal Kingdom. Ooh, what do you think of that, Heaven?
No. Oh.
Yeah, I think Zootopia would be awesome as well. I really do.
I love Zootopia so much.
So yeah, they said I like to have Zootopia as well. I think that would be awesome. But
I mean, I guess like you could put Wakanda over by Pandora.
I think the area that's going to be open is going to be that where Dino Land USA is.
Right, but like they're not taking out Dinosaur.
No, but then again, it's Wakanda. Wouldn't you think it'd be better to set it somewhere near Africa?
Which would be over by Pandora.
Really? Okay. Well, I mean, Pandora is just where Mickey and Minnie, or Camp Mickey and Minnie was.
Yeah, which is right off of Africa.
Oh, well, they could possibly end up cutting down your Mickey tree. So, yeah. The first time I heard that Zootopia, I thought that sounded like a great thing. I also liked the Indiana Jones and then making that area South America, since South America isn't represented there. So, Asia's there, right? Yeah, they do have the Asia part. I just don't understand why they don't have orangutans there. I think Dino Land will go away, and that they will update dinosaurs sometimes. I believe that too, Dad Builds. I really do. Hey, Carlo and Kiko. But I don't know. I think it would really, wherever you put it in Animal Kingdom, I think Wakanda would be neat to see, in life. Sort of like being able to see the Avatar, and I think what they've done over in Avatar is awesome. I'm to the point where I'm starting to think Flight of Passage has passed my ride that I thought was Expedition Everest, my favorite ride. I think you can still hear me even though I go gray, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to I need to update my OBS. But yeah, I think and then everything that could be going on, because there's lots of stuff they could be doing over there because they're getting ready to put out another movie for Avatar. So, and I heard Jon Favreau is going to be working on that. I'm just starting to think Jon Favreau's Midas of movies, because everything he touches turns to gold. You know what I mean? So, but we have hit our hour. I want to thank everybody for coming in and supporting us. Katrina, Birdwell, Dad Builds, Carlo and Kiko. Let's see, who else did we have? We had Kay. Love Kay. Katrina, of course, always here. Love you, Katrina. We had the Hall Family Adventures, Disney Trash Can, Megan Moves, the Shernuts. I hope that's how you say it. Trying to see who else. Griswold Family Vacay, Bob from One Stop Mouse. The Journey Awaits. Thank you all for coming in. Arlene from the Adventures of EP. Go check them out. They're a partner channel of us. And, we had a great time. I think we covered some really interesting stuff. What do you think, Hev?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went on a rant about fast passes.
That's right.
I hate them.
But as for that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream. Once again, thank you all for coming by. And thank you, Heaven, for always being here with me. I would say that to your mom. Oh my gosh, look who popped in for the ending.
Mom, would you like to say goodbye?
I'm sorry, guys.
It's 7:00.
I'm sorry. I tried to hurry, but there was just lots of information I had to.
Be?
I was
That's
like, they're always on there 5-10 minutes longer. I'll have plenty of time. There's just a lot of information I needed to know.
Yeah. So
right,
we talked about Wakanda, so you missed it.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll watch Can I rewatch this?
Yeah, you can watch the replay.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Maybe it doesn't show up on my phone.
It usually takes a little time. Well, you should be able to find it if you look it up. If you look up, could Wakanda be part of? I don't know.
Well, like anytime that I try to look up the live streams on my phone, like right after,
yeah,
they don't come up. But if I look them up, on the computer, they come up.
Do you have notifications turned on for our channel?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, me or Heaven?
Yeah. Either one of you.
I do.
No. But like, even if I do it on my computer, I can get to it. But if on my phone, I can't see it.
What, a notification?
I'll find it.
No.
On your phone. Oh, well, that's what I was saying. If you have notifications on, then what you would do when you're on your phone, just go up there and hit the notification button and it'll show it even though it's already passed.
I don't even have notifications on for my text messages. Like,
well, all you got to do for notifications, Heaven, is right beside that subscribe button. There's that little bell there.
No, thank you. I do not like things interrupting me while I'm in the middle of my day.
So, all right. But once again, thank you all for coming in. And we will see you next week. And I don't know what we have planned yet, but we'll figure something out. So once again, thanks. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.